Hi everyone, this is Kamron, and this morning I read Luke chapter 21. This chapter can be kind of confusing. Jesus is talking about the destruction of the Jerusalem temple, which happened about 40 years after he said it, and about only a couple of years after Luke wrote this gospel down. And so when you're reading this chapter, make sure you discern when Jesus is talking about that specific historical event, which would happen in the future, and he's also using that opportunity to talk about his second coming. But he does give some instructions for both of those situations, and so I'm going to briefly go over those for you. He says, first of all, when you see the world becoming worse and worse and worse, use it as an opportunity to share your testimony. That's in verse 13. It will lead to an opportunity for your testimony. And then secondly, he says in verse 19, by your endurance, you will gain your lives. So share your testimony, have endurance. Verse 34, be on guard so that your hearts are not weighed down with dissipation, with drunkenness, and with worries. Don't try to numb the pain of the suffering that you experience or that you see others experiencing. Don't try to worry it away because your anxiety will not solve the problem. In fact, he says that of those people, the day will come on them suddenly like a trap. But if you don't do those things, instead, verse 36, keeping alert at all times in prayer, that is how you get through that situation. Use it as an opportunity to share your testimony. Have endurance. Be on your guard and don't let your heart be weighed down, but instead, keep alert in prayer. And lastly, he says, straighten up, lift up your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. When you feel like the world is getting worse and worse and worse, straighten up, lift up your heads, and know that this is a sign that Jesus is coming back. I want to end where Jesus himself started in this passage. He is pointing out this poor widow who gives the last of everything that she has. And he compares her to the people who are giving to the temple out of their surplus. Jesus says that she is the one, even with her little penny that's the last of everything that she has, she's the one who's given the most. Everything's going to pass away. The disciples are staring at the temple, at the jewels, at everything, and how magnificent it is. And Jesus is like, hey, it's going to be destroyed. I don't care about what you give. I don't care about this temple as much as I care about the heart of the giver. And when the time comes, we can all give more. And when you feel like you've given everything that you can, remember to straighten up, lift up your heads, because your redemption is drawing near.